Lakeland residents often win back generations, all with ties around the area lakes, a center point for much of the community. But when urban renewal came along, much of that was lost. In part 2 of our series on Lakeland, we take a look at how the College Park community has been forever altered.
When I talk to folks, there's still a lot of bitterness.
Dwight Brooks says he didn't see how much his childhood community had changed until he moved back to Lakeland. And that's when nostalgia gave way to his father's bitter memories.
I used to hear him say, you know, you're gonna buy everybody out, so replace homes. You know, don't let apartments come in. Replace homes. Put whatever you take, put homes back into the community. And I think as he saw that unfold, not moving in the direction he was hoping, him and some of the other people, he was really upset the fact that he had to relocate.
For years, Lakeland residents had resisted becoming part of College Park. Many feared it was an effort to take away their property and newspapers.
In those newspapers, you see where the reporter says that is an unrealistic concern. But if you look at that happened in the 1940s. By the 1970s, exactly that had happened.
Today, it's easy to see why their concerns were valid. More than 2/3 of the community was demolished in what was called urban renewal. And to add fuel to the fire, much of this land remained vacant for years. Eventually, some of the land was used for ballast to build up Metro's Green Line. The remaining land was turned into a park and transferred to the Park and Planning Commission.
The good thing about it is knowing everybody. I could tell you who lived in every house all the way through the community. That's the difference. You know, urban renewal just broke up community.
If you ever visit Lake Artemisia, know that you're in Lakeland, that you are in a part of a community where African American people lived for generations. In fact, some of the homes there were lived in by 5 generations of various families. And they were required to leave as a part of the urban renewal process.
Residents were initially told that they would have to temporarily move out of their homes and could come back when single-family homes were built. Instead, plans were submitted for townhomes and apartments, but that development never happened. Neither did a promised railroad crossing. Instead, the land sat vacant for 20 years.
With urban renewal, the people who lived here were required to leave. They said that basically the area was flood prone, although nobody had ever experienced any flooding in this area. They said that some of the homes were substandard.
One of the products of urban renewal was that Lakeland was divided into 3 sub-communities that had no direct access to each other.
What we're walking along now is really Rhode Island Avenue. And just like in so many African American communities, one of the big features is the disconnect. During urban renewal, the community was split into 3 sections. The west, which was from Route 1 to here, Rhode Island Avenue, and that area was slated for complete redevelopment. The area from Rhode Island Avenue to the railroad tracks was called the conservation area. That area was just receiving primarily infill development during urban renewal. And then the area from the railroad tracks east was slated for complete redevelopment as well. And that became Lake Artemisia Park. There are 3 different areas in Lakeland that the roads simply stop.
What did it mean to the community when that happened?
Well, it just means that you're not part of the whole.
Be sure to join us tomorrow at the same time as we take a look at how the Lakeland community is surviving in the present.